Walk on. This is your girl, the official Miss Jamaica, coming to you today again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share my content. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The official Miss Jamaica on all platforms. And you can also find me on Boss Talk Podcast 101. If you haven't tapped in on that yet, you definitely need to go ahead and do so. Type in Boss Talk Podcast 101 in YouTube, and you'll find us in Google. It pops up everywhere. So definitely check that out. But anyway, today my topic is about questions or topics that you need to tackle before entering into a marriage, okay? I have been married for 20, going on 21 years right now. And granted, I didn't ask these questions. I didn't go over any of these things, okay? But I'm just over the years of going through issues or witnessing other people's problem in their relationships and their marriages. I think that if you had gone through these in the beginning and nipped certain things in the butt or come to a certain agreement in the beginning, that you would have been able to eliminate certain problems that may occur later on down in your relationships. Okay, so these are the topics that I came up with. And if I left anything on, don't forget to drop that in the comment below so I can go ahead and address that on a later date. Anyway, my first thing, you definitely got to figure out about God and your spirituality, where both of you stand where that is concerned. Because they always talk about not being unequally yoked. Meaning, I can't be an atheist, and I'm not saying it don't happen. I've seen it happen. I've heard about it happening, but I don't know how successful those relationships are. And you are a Christian, and sometimes you tend to give too much. When I say give too much, meaning like, these are your standards and this is what you believe in, but then he doesn't believe in any of this, and it can cause conflict. So when I say that, when we first got married, I prayed to God about it before when I met him. And when he came with a full package. He came believing in God the way I do. He helps me stay in my word. I mean, all of that is perfect. Okay? Not to say perfect, because there's nothing perfect. But he completed me where that was concerned. So I felt in my life that that's what I needed. So just you in your life, you need to figure out how important God is to you and how important it is to have a spouse who believes in God as well, the same way you do. And by doing so, it helps you to be, as a female, to be submissive. Because when you read your Bible, it tells you that the man is the head of the household. The woman needs to be submissive to the man. And by the woman being submissive to the man, to me, you have to have God to be able to do that. Because there's many times when I hear females talk about, why I gotta be submissive to him? Why this? I'm like, no, that's contention. And no, you shouldn't. As long as he's following Christ, why wouldn't you be submissive to him? Why wouldn't you? I want to say submissive, meaning whenever he says, like my husband, he'll come to me and say, oh, babe, I want to, I'm going to go ahead and buy this. What do you think about it? Okay, baby, go ahead. Or, no, you sure you want to do that? Because, X, Y, Z, this, we still have this to do and we still have that to do. And I'm not telling him, no, you can't do it, don't do it, I'm not running things, so to say, but he treasures my opinion. And whatever my opinion is, if he agrees with me, he'd be like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Let me wait. That's just an example. Also, not jumping ahead, because some women feel like they wear the pants and they don't have to consult with their husbands about anything. That's not allowing him to be the head. That means you're trying to be the head. You need to always be able to have a discussion with your husband and say, okay, baby, this is what I want to do, or this is where we're going, or this is what do you think about it? And be able to talk about certain things, not just, I'm going to do this and I make more money than you, so you can't tell me nothing, or I this or I that. Then be by yourself. If you keep saying I, go be by yourself. Once you're married, it's we. It's not I anymore. It's we, us. So that mentality needs to go. So you need to address that in the beginning and figure out if you really do want to be in a relationship or a marriage. Okay? The next thing is finance. Definitely got to figure out where the finance part is concerned. When I mean that, who is going to deal with the finance? Yes, both of you might work, or maybe you might be a stay-at-home mom and he goes out and work or whatever. And he comes home, give you the money, you have to pay the bills. But, or vice versa, or whichever way it is. But I believe, for me personally, that you both need to know how to pay the bills. Yes, one person can be designated to do so. And the reason why I say this, I met a older gentleman who had lost his wife. And with losing his wife, he used to go out and work all the time and come home and just give her the money, and she pays all the bills. She does everything for him. He comes home, dinner cook, everything done, house clean, kids taken care of. Then she takes care of him. But when he lost her, he was so lost. He did not know how to pay the bills, how to go grocery shopping, what to do to run his household at all. He was totally lost. And I feel like nobody wants to pass on and leave their spouse or their loved ones handicapped to life. So I feel that by doing so, you have to sit down with the person and say, hey, baby, come watch me pay this bill so you know who I pay the bills to. Or if you don't, he doesn't even want to do that, write everything down. Okay, my light bill goes to such and such. My water bill goes to such and such. The car notes go to such and such. Insurance go to such and such. And you know who you pay, and it pays on this date. You don't have to put the amount. The amount varies. But you pay it on this date every month. Whether it comes out automatically or you have to go to XYZ to pay it. Write everything down and put it in a section of the house where he knows where it is. And let him know where everything is. Or let her know where everything is. It should be no secrets to be able to run an efficient household. So I really believe that that's how the finance should go. And then also, if you're both dominant people or domineering people in your relationships where she's working a successful job and he's working a successful job and, oh, my money is my money and your money is your money and whatever. If that's how you agree on it, that's how you agree on it. That's fine and dandy. That's your relationship. But if you want to say, well, he goes out and work and she goes out and work and her money is her money, but his money is also her money. If that works for you, that works for you. So, but you have to make an agreement. You have to sit down and discuss it and be able to agree on it and say, okay, this is what it is. Okay? And also where finance is concerned, you definitely, if you're married, you need to be able to have, on these bank accounts, have beneficiaries. Yes, you might have a will or something, but have her or him as your beneficiary on your bank accounts. Yes, some people like, well, I don't want him on my joint account. Okay, it doesn't have to be a joint account, but you need to have that person as a beneficiary. So if anything ever happens, it goes to you. It goes to him. It goes to whoever. And they know where it goes. And then if you have that much money, definitely write a will, please. I've seen too many people go through situation. Write a will, make copies, put them everywhere. Give everybody a copy so there's no confusion. Because I've seen too many people, God forbid somebody have to go through this, where there's so much money involved and somebody passes away and all these kids, wife, and everybody arguing over money. Please, please, please make it easy for everybody so they don't have to leave them in all this rut. Or if you want to donate to charity, donate to charity so they don't have nothing to fight over. Shoot, because it's a headache. I hate to see people have to go through this. But anyway, kids, sit down and discuss. Do you want kids? Do you want 4, 5, 6, 10 kids? I want kids or I don't want kids. I've met people who got married and she wanted children and he don't want no children. And I'm like, you didn't discuss this before you got married? Why are you just talking about this now? You need to know about these things. Or I want to adopt a child. So you need to know about these things and discuss this before marriage. And then also, how are you going to raise the children? Not just, I want children. How are you planning to raise these children? And granted, discussing all these things don't mean that it's going to go exactly in life the way how you discuss it and how you plan it, okay? Because God might have a different plan from what you're planning, okay? But that don't mean that you can't have guidelines and understanding. So kids, how are we going to raise the kids? What school district are the kids are going to go into? Stuff like that. let's start college fund for the kids. If they get a scholarship, that college fund can go towards starting a business for the children earlier, starting something where the children, as soon as they leave college, they have money already growing for them. Just different things like that. Because when you're thinking about kids, culture, if you marry somebody of a different culture, culture has a big influence on that, because how I was raised and how he was raised is totally different. The things that I was expected to do is things that he was expected to do as a child is totally different. The way in which the children, my parents gave me gifts compared to where his parents gave him gifts, or the way he wants to give to his kids is totally different. You don't want when the time come up and you're like, why are you doing this? And you're already married, you're already going through it. Come up with these understanding beforehand and be like, okay, I didn't have, so I'm going to shower my children with every single thing that they want when they grow up. Okay? But by showering them with every single thing they want and not telling them no, is that gonna have them being spoiled and ungrateful, where they feel like they need to get everything they want? Have these discussions before time, so then you can come to an understanding, so you're not really just arguing in front of kids or arguing about certain things. Okay? The next things, friends and limitation. Because once you get married, before you married, you don't have nobody to respond to what should I say? To be accountable to. You can go as you choose. You can do what you want. You don't have to tell nobody. Some people are like, oh, it's like I'm having another daddy all over again. No, it's just that this is your partner. If you want to go out with your girlfriend and say, baby, I'm going to go XYZ with my partners, you cool with that? Or with my friends, with this girl, with that girl. You have some men and some females, say example, my husband want to go out with his homeboys, but all his homeboys are single except from him. Some females might have a problem with that. Okay, you're married, but when you go out and hang out with them at the bar, they're going to be trying to holler at every female that come along. What you going to be doing? Sitting down, chilling, acting like you're not going to be trying to holler too? You're going to feel out of place. If all your friends are doing this and you're not doing it too, and some vice versa. Husbands might not want their wives going out with all their single friends. So look at all of these things. Once you get married, you're looking at certain things and you're taking certain people's feelings into consideration. I know that coming up, I never thought about any of this stuff at all, because I'm just like, you're just taking one day at a time and just winging it. You know what I mean? Because you're not reading no books to say how to be married, how to be a wife, how to be a husband. You're just taking it one day at a time and you figure it out. Okay? But these are issues and things that can arise in a relationship that you should tackle and have an understanding with each other beforehand. Time spent with each other. Yes, it's good and dandy going out with friends together as a couple, all of that, but you need alone time. You need to date night. Not couples date night with just you and him. And those date nights, sometimes it would be a blessing to just have the phones put down and learn how to talk to each other and communicate with each other, and not just be on your phone during date night doing this all night long. So you definitely want to do that. Okay, because they always say the same things you did to get her is the same things you need to do to keep her and him, so to say. Just like a big thing I hear men talk about all the time. We women love to wear bonnets to go to bed. Men hate bonnets. I always say they need to find a sexy bonnet, if that is possible. Something say, I think anything a woman head being covered, period, men just hate that. They know that we women have to protect our hair when we go to sleep, or sleep with a satin pillowcase as a woman, whatever it is, so that you can please a man at night. It's not always pleasing him sexually, but please him visually, where he likes the way how you look when you come to bed. Men don't like to feel like, oh, you only dress up whenever you're going out. It's like you're trying to please other people rather than pleasing me. You're supposed to please me all the time. You're supposed to dress up for me all the time. Whether I'm at home, you need to be sexy at home. Just like you need to be sexy when you go out with me. So, woman, that's something that you need to do all the time. You need to be dressed all the time. And when I say dress, you could be at home in something skimpy, walking around the house. And yes, sometimes we have kids running around. You can't be in something skimpy, but you can still find sexy attire to be at home while the children are there. And it's not so revealing, but it's still revealing, if you know what I mean. But anyway, no limitation with your friends. And spend time with, whether it be once a week, once a month, but you have to come up with it. Date night once a month, or just laying down at home watching TV together and not working so much. Whatever it is, you got to figure it out. Goals in traveling. Okay, find that out. Okay, babe, his and her goals. Because we women, when we meet a man, we tend to put our all into him, all into growing him, all into whatever he wants, whatever he likes, whatever. And we tend to lose ourselves in that relationship. So I feel that we need to hold on to some of that by having, okay, well, this date night, when we do this date night, you like to go watch car racing. Okay, I like to go to the movies. You hate the movies, but I hate car racing, but I'm going to go to car racing with you because I prefer for you to go with me than anybody else. So I'm going to go and I'm going to learn to love what you love. But next week, I love to watch romantic movies. I know you say this is girly, this is this, but you're going to do it for me just like I just do that for you. So, and then learn how to keep your relationship spicy. If you're going to be married for a while, after you've been married 10 years, you tend to be doing the same thing over and over again. Come back, have a discussion with him and say, okay, we're going to start, instead of going to the movies or going car racing, let's do something that we've never done before. Let's go date, let's go pottery making classes, or let's go salsa classes, or Chicago step classes, dance classes. Let's go do something like that. I'm not saying you're going to go clubbing and hang out and do all that. If that's what you want to do that. But try to come up. There's so many things out here you can do that's creative. Just step out your box and start doing it after a while, because nobody wants a repetitious relationship. Okay? Yeah, you might be comfortable in that repetitious relationship, but you got to check with him or her and make sure that they're cool with it as well. Okay? Because that's what causes problems. All right. Careers. You definitely want to talk about career and career moves. A lot of times I hear people in relationships talk about, what is my career? I don't have to discuss nothing with him. No, y'all are one. It's not I no more. It's us and we. So you want to discuss certain things. Not only go to him or her whenever you're trying to debrief all of this frustration, the job is pissing you off, blah, 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 and she or he just listening to you and absorbing all of that frustration in them because they're trying to help you and be that listening ear for you. But when you want to talk about, okay, babe, I've been working this job for so many years, and I've been frustrated. I want to take a chance and go on my business by myself, or I want to move up. But by moving up, I'm going to spend more time at work, and it's going to take time away from us. How do you feel about that? Anything that's going to take time away from a couple, you definitely have to talk about that. Okay, because that's how marriages and relationships end. When all of a sudden you're working at work, and then your secretary, who is always there with you, end up being that person who is always there with you instead of your wife. So you need to definitely have to have that discussion with her or him. Family. When I say family, I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about mama, daddy, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nieces, nephew, all of that stuff. If you are very close to your family, that's cool. But whenever you have disagreements in your marriage, don't go running to mama, daddy, cousin, sister, brother, discussing what goes on in your household. Please do not do that. That is how you have your relatives hate your spouse. Because you're going to hear, oh, why are you still with that person? They don't do this, they do that. People make mistakes. But you don't want, these people are going to be around your spouse for the rest of however long. You don't want animosity. Keep them out of your business. There's nothing wrong with going to hang out with your family, but if you're a person that's always over your mama house or your daddy house or your whoever house, and you know that, and you didn't carry your wife or your husband with you, you need to be able to balance. in life, period, have balance. There's nothing wrong to go visit them, but you visit them as a couple or visit them by yourself. But you still need to be able to have that time with your spouse or your wife. You cannot leave that person out, okay? I spoke about cultural differences before. That's a big thing. You definitely have to talk about that and how to come to a compromise on that. Communication. Communication is key. I'm going to always say this in almost every one that I do. And when I say that, communication, people have disagreements in communication all the time because they perceive what the person is saying incorrectly. Ask those questions. Take the time to say, okay, what you're saying, this is what I'm getting from what you're saying. Is that what you're meaning? Is that what you're putting down? Take your time. And there's sometimes, men and women are totally different. I get it. Because sometimes no matter what and how I explain things, he don't get it. And sometimes how much he explains things, I don't get it. At that point, you just agree to disagree and say, okay, I respect what you're saying. I understand it. And you understand what I'm saying. Let's just keep it like that. Because this topic right here, we ain't going to get nowhere with it. But I get you. Okay? So sometimes you just have to do that. It's not going to work all the time. So you definitely, but communication, take date night to do the communication. Or text, communicate. But you have to communicate to be able to get results. To get where both of you have that comfortable space in your relationship where you can have fun. And always have fun. I forgot that off my list. Have fun. No matter, it's not just in the beginning you want to have fun. Have fun through your relationship. Make jokes. Play. Be silly. Whatever it is. But you should be able to do all of that and more with your spouse. That's how you keep it spicy. That's how you keep that love going. Okay? So, I don't know if I forgot anything, but if I did, definitely comment below and let me know how I'm doing. Did y'all love this? Check it out. Thank you for watching my show. Definitely like, subscribe, follow, share, please. The show is called Love Always Wins because in life, love always wins no matter what. All right? Have a blessed day and I love you.